this is Tracy here with another edition of A View from Tracy's Point. And as promised, guys, I told you I was going to come back and start doing reaction videos and recaps of the Country Wayne skits. And we are picking up at a very good part in the juncture of this whole saga that they have going on. And if you are not familiar with the Country Wayne skits, Country Wayne is a comedian, but he also has partnered with a guy named Chase Walker, who goes by, I believe is Filmmaker Chase or something like that. I could be screwing his name up, but he's a very popular producer. And so they have all these skits, and I recommend that you go over and check them out if you're going to be following my recap, so that you know what's going on and I'm not like bogging, you know, just weighing down the video trying to give backstory and get you caught up on what's going on. And so where we are now is I'm picking up with the characters Shayla and Iman, and you know that Shayla is in this delusional relationship with Iman, whereas Iman is in multiple relationships with multiple women, including Shayla's housemate and close friend Delicia. And so Shayla doesn't know that Delicia and Iman are kicking it. Delicia knows that Iman is with Shayla, okay, but she's that kind of friend that would sleep with her friend's man. So yesterday things got a little heated up because Chase's wife Candace went to meet a client at a restaurant, and it turns out that Iman was at the restaurant with his third side piece, okay? This, I don't even know what that girl's name is. You guys leave it in the comments if you remember what the Puerto Rican girl's name is that Chase has been seeing. I think this is like the second or third video that we've seen them in together. So anyway, Candace pulls up, sees Iman. She remembers that she was at a Country Wayne party and that Iman was there with Shayla, that they were a couple. And so one thing Candace doesn't play about, and that is cheating, okay? So she instantly called Shayla, was like, hey girl, I know you shocked that I am calling you, but girl, I just want to let you know that your man Iman is here with another woman, holding hands and carrying on. You need to get down here right now.
Hey, Shayla.
Hey.
Hey, I know it's crazy me calling you, but look, I think I see a man out here with some little Puerto Rican, Italian, I don't know, some girl outside of the restaurant, and they don't look to be doing Iman, the guy you was with. Yeah, the tall, brown skin braids.
Yeah, that's him. Where you at?
Yeah, I'm at a restaurant. I'll send you the address. But yeah, it don't look nothing friendly.
You see him with who?
Some girl.
What she look like?
Some slim little girl. She got glasses on, long brown hair, and like, yeah. I'm just telling you, like, yeah, woman to woman. I don't play that cheating stuff. So, yeah,
send me the address.
I'll send it to you.
Please.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay,
so of course Shayla jumps in the car. Delicia jumps in the car. Now I thought Delicia had found her own place, but Delicia has been at Shayla's house more than she has been at her own place. And I think we later find out that she has the apartment, but she just hasn't gotten it set up to the point where she wants to move in and spend the night there. Anyway, child, they roll up, okay, on Iman. Shayla jumps out, you know, she's all hysterical, and she is playing the part, okay, of the girlfriend that is like, you're not about to mess with my man, you're not going to be out here cheating on me. And
oh my God. What is this? You know what? Hold on. You're not gonna embarrass me. I called you so you could just quit this. You ain't gotta go crazy.
Yeah, you really don't. You really don't.
So I'm getting phone calls that you out on a date in public.
Who called you? You called her?
What you doing?
You called her?
I called her.
I'm having lunch.
Out in public. Like,
And who are you? What's your name? And look at her.
Look at me.
What are you smiling at? No, what are you smiling at? What are you even looking at? What are you looking at? What are you smiling at? And she You think this is funny? You think this is funny? Iman, you out here embarrassing me? You want to date in public? Who is this girl? This don't look like no business.
What we doing right now is finna get us arrested. That's all we doing. We just getting looked at. Everybody looking
Before
at us.
I flip this table over, you got 3 seconds to tell me who this is. Matter of fact, pack it up. Pack it up. You think you out in public with another woman embarrassing me? No. Pack it up. I'm not leaving without you.
So the girl's just sitting over there laughing and smiling at them acting the fool, and Iman's trying to calm Shayla down, tell Shayla it's not what you think, you're overreacting. And Shayla is like, no, it is exactly what I think. I know what's going on. And she tells Iman to wrap this up. Iman's talking about, I'm a basketball player. You're going to ruin this, my image. And I'm like, boy, you've been all in the doggone news, having women at your house arrested in real life. Miss us with the BS, okay? So anyway, he gets Shayla to go home. And I'm just like, is Iman serious? So he goes back to the girl, the Puerto Rican girl, and she's looking at Iman like he has lost his mind. Like, dude, who do you think I am? I am not one of these silly girls that you got running behind you. And she gets up and exits stage left. She's like, no, I'm not going to be a part of this harem that you have going on. Now we're going to wait and see if she is a woman of her word, okay? Because the rest of the circus, they seem to follow along, know their parts, and all of that good stuff. So then in the next video, we have Iman, and he's at Shayla's, and Shayla's, I believe Angelina was there, and Delicia was there. So Iman comes in, and Angelina, for those who don't know, is Shayla's mother. Angelina tries to check Iman, but Iman is uncheckable, okay? So he told Angelina, girl, go somewhere and sit down, okay? Because we ain't got time for this, all right? Like, this is not your business. I understand you love your daughter. You want what is best for your daughter, but this is her relationship. She's a grown woman, and I need you to stay out of this. So then he goes on to check Shayla about showing up, once again talking about his career, and people could be taking pictures, people could be filming, and what this is going to do to his image, and it could ruin brand deals for him.
Business meeting. You're
That's what I'm saying. When I say something, people should believe it.
No, but sometimes when you talk, I don't think that you think before you talk, because you sound dumb.
Delicia.
Is this why you didn't help? This is why you didn't help? You just let her go emotionally?
So you were on a business meeting, is what you're saying, right?
That's what I'm saying. I'm working.
And you were looking at her
How much you pay for
manicure?
this house? How much you pay for this house? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? But it's like, if I don't have the money to pay for the house, we all gonna be sitting around the island just talking crazy? We just gonna all sit around the island and kumbaya? No. I need to go to work. I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta have the conversations I gotta have. Either way, even if I was on a date, you can't do that. Because what if other people in there could be potential whatever? If I need to have a date, do y'all really think
this king mentality of you can have all these women? You think you're a king?
Oh, I am a king. I don't think. That's another one. See, that's not funny to me.
You're
know
a
what I'm
king.
saying? Yeah, play for the kings.
All right. You know what?
But I am a king.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
All right, what?
I'm out here.
And I'm just sitting there like, Iman, you haven't played in the NBA in years. And the only deals you really have going on, well, I take that back because he did recently start with ESPN. So I guess getting caught in a love triangle could possibly impact him being on ESPN, because sometimes ESPN does have a standard, okay, and they don't want their people out there acting the fool and cutting up and all of this stuff. So at one point, Delicia decides that she needs to interject because Shayla isn't being as forceful and strong enough, giving a good reaction and telling Iman, like, hey, I'm not stupid. You're not going to pull the wool over my eye. You're not going to be doing all of this to me. Because Shayla is just so timid, and like, people who don't like Shayla, they're like, oh, she's a gold digger. She's a home wrecker. She, only wants somebody to take care of her. She doesn't want to work. And some of that may be true, but also I think that Shayla is broken inside We know that there's been infidelity in her parents' relationship, where the mother has caught the father cheating multiple times, and right now the mother and father are separated, and he's living with his current mistress. And so I'm sure if we ever get Shayla's backstory, and that's the part about the skits that bother me a lot, is that we don't know the backstory. So we're seeing people doing this stuff and behaving the way they are, but we don't know why they're behaving that way. And so we can only speculate. So to the people who don't like Shayla, they're looking at her as, oh, she's a homewrecker because she slept with Amber's husband, Anthony, but they're not trying to delve into like who she really is, where she comes from. And so the writer in me, the author in me, wants to know that backstory. Like, I'm not going to throw a character away because of what's on the surface. I want to know the backstory. I want to know what made Shayla the way she is. And so we don't get that with the skits, so we're left to our own devices to try and determine what those things are. So anyway, Delicia jumps in and she's basically telling Iman, you're not going to cheat on us. Okay, I can't remember the exact words that she used, but it basically amounted to, she was telling on herself, because she was like, you're not cheating on us, okay? Not the exact words, so don't come back and say, she didn't say that, but it was some statement that Delicia made that alluded to the fact like she almost gave herself away, but Shayla wasn't listening, so it really didn't matter. So at some point, Delicia gets upset and she goes upstairs, and so now it's just Iman and Shayla together, and now he can pour it on thick. He's telling her, you know, about his brand deals again, and that she can't be out in public acting a fool, that he's there for her, that they're together, and that if anything like that happens again, that he just needs her to come to him and talk to him and say, hey babe, I heard about this, or this was said to me, or I saw this, you know, basically, can you give me an explanation as to why this is happening?
So I apologize. Iman, I'm not playing about you. So don't play with me. But do you forgive me?
Yeah, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't like that. Like, I don't like it at all. Like, not having that control in that situation, like that could have went a lot of different ways. I done seen some of the most, you know, innocent little misunderstandings go so left. And I really do. I enjoy you. Like, I like you a lot. But it's stuff like this, the insecure movements, it's like I don't do well with that. Like, I don't see you as somebody that needs to feel insecure. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I look at you, I don't see insecure on your face. Like, but when I see you wear it, it does bother me. Like, this makes me uncomfortable, that it feels like, man, my shorty don't know that if I'm sitting at dinner doing whatever, or if I'm sitting at lunch doing whatever, she can't trust and believe in that.
And I'm just sitting there like, Shayla, come on, like, you cannot be this slow. And, you know, once again, people think Shayla is putting up with Iman for the monetary aspect of it. But I think Shayla has something else going on that makes her fearful of being alone, where she always wants somebody to be there. She always wants this perfect relationship, even when the relationship isn't perfect. And actually, Shayla had a perfect relationship, because when she was with Arby, Wayne's brother, Arby treated her very well. He was very good to her, gave her a place to live, bought her whatever she wanted, but he didn't have that wealthy status. And I know with her dad, the dad is supposed to be wealthy, but he doesn't live like he's wealthy. So it's a lot of holes in the story, in the backstory of these characters that don't align with the future story that the writers are telling, but it makes for good entertainment. It passes the day. So Iman basically has, pulled the wool over Shayla's eye, made Shayla understand that no matter what she sees or what she hears, she is not to confront him in public, that she has to wait until he gets home, and then she can say, babe, I heard you were with this woman. Can you explain to me why you were with this woman? And then Iman can tell the tale that he wants to tell, that, oh, this was a business opportunity. This was a brand deal. This was something that's going to benefit us in the long run. And I think at some point during the conversation, he said, even if I am on a date with somebody, just know it's going to benefit us in the end. And I'm just like, Shayla, open your ears and listen to what this man is saying to you. So then we get to the video today in the saga where Iman is over at Delicia's new place. And let me backtrack for the people who have not been following this saga. Iman pays Shayla, he bought Shayla a house. He furnished the house. I think Shayla said she spent like $90,000 furnishing this house with the interior decorator and everything. And so Shayla has a house, and then he recently got Delicia an apartment, and then I guess he's furnishing that apartment too. So he's giving Delicia $15,000 a month. And so it's like, this is a whole lot of money that you're spending out. Like, are you really making that much money off your weed, Iman, that you could just be throwing money away like this? Anyway, and then another thing people talk about in the skit, so since he bought Shayla the house, we haven't seen Iman's house in a long time. I think the last time we saw Iman's house was when Delicia was hiding in the closet. Y'all remember that? And him and Shayla were having sex outside. They had this girl in the closet listening to them, child, and she stayed in that closet until Iman came back and Shayla was gone, and he opened that door and told her she could come out that closet, and that's why both of them deserve exactly what they're getting. But anyway, back to the next skit, which was Iman at Delicia's house. He's helping her decorate, hang curtains. I guess the furniture's coming, and anyway, they get to talking. Delicia says, Iman, we can't do this anymore. I don't want to see you anymore. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. But can you still continue to give me that $15,000 a month for the next few months? And that was all Iman needed to hear. Iman said, hold on a second. I got to go outside. So he grabs his bag, and we know what's in that bag, and he goes outside, child. Iman takes a hit or two, and he comes back. And I realized now that sober Iman and high Iman are two different people. So he comes back, he's high, he's got his mind right, and he is able to run game on Delicia, tell Delicia, I love you, okay? He loves Delicia, and that the end game is coming. He said the end game about 10 times in the video, and we don't know yet what the end game is. So as the viewers, we can only speculate that the end game is going to be, he's going to string Delicia along until the end comes. Because at the end of the day got to end.
I play for championships. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to earn my jewelry rather than pay for it. And I know I gotta go through a lot to get to you. But I'm willing to do that, T. I love you, girl. I do. And I know how I feel sometimes, but if you can really just think about the end goal, we could be in the moment.
Okay, so guys, what do y'all think about this love triangle? Like, is this not a hot ghetto mess? I don't want to ask the question, who do you want Iman to end up with? Because I know the people that hate Shayla are going to say, I hope he end up with Delicia. The people who value friendship is going to say that they want him to end up with Shayla because Delicia is foul for what she's doing. I think that both of these ladies need to get their lives together. Oh, and for those of you who are new to all of this, there's a podcast that's coming out. And on the podcast is going to be Shayla, Delicia, Amber, Lauren, and Tamara. So 5 women from the Country Wayne skits that are all kind of intertwined in one way or another. They're going to do a podcast, and I just believe that all of this is going to hit the fan once the podcast comes out, and we're just going to have to wait and see. But I want to give kudos to Candace. I'm not a Candace fan, but Candace brought it to the table, okay? And I figured they had to do something because you guys remember Candace and Shayla don't get along. And when Wayne hired Candace to decorate the podcast room, I was sitting there thinking, okay, how is this going to work out when he tells Shayla that Candace is going to be doing the interior design? So they did a good job on bringing Shayla and Candace back together, you know, to bring an end to their love-hate relationship. And so that there's not going to be a lot of turmoil, I guess, when Candace is half-ass designing this podcast room, because we know Candace has 0 designing skills, decorating skills, can't throw a party skills. The only time she does well is when she wants to make Shayla look bad. And so maybe this will be one of those moments when she wants to impress Shayla and get this podcast room looking the way that it's supposed to look. But anyway, this is my first reaction video, so bear with me. I'll get better as time goes on. But in the meantime, go ahead and leave your comments, rate the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And until the next time, I shall talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.